Uh, you can split up the types of golfers in two categories. Both want to get better. One side, you have the golfers, either beginners or they don't have time to practice enough, or they just don't practice enough. For you to get better and more consistent at golf, you need to focus on your putting. Putting is the fastest way to lower your scores. And if you are not practicing a lot, you're not going to the range and doing as much as, you know, I'll say pro golfers, but the golfer obviously that is practicing a lot. All you need is a carpet, a cup, uh, even just a target, that you can pace out and putt to. That is working on your speed and distance control. That's working on your aim. That's working on keeping your putter face square. That's working on getting your scores lower. Because in your case, if you're not practicing a lot, you can practice putting at home anywhere while you're watching TV. It's super easy, and like I say, it will lower your scores dramatically. Um, Now, for the golfers that practice a lot, um, you know, for consistency, you want to build a swing that works for you. I just continually see videos, coaches, everybody talk about the perfect swing or the way that they teach their swing, and they're drawing out a whole bunch of lines and taking videos and saying your club has to be shallow here, your hands have to be here, they can't be way behind you, they can't be way in front of you, the club head has to be shallowed out, it can't be in front of you. You have to eliminate early extension, you have to just all of these things that they're saying you have to do. Now, if you can, that is excellent, but chances are you're not going to be able to eliminate all of those things. You can certainly make them better. Um, Obviously, there's certain things that you can't get away with doing too much, but you can get away with it by working with it and make your mistakes smaller, minimize your mistakes. So instead of coming up an early extension and coming standing way up and getting your body here, you are coming and you're getting a little bit of early extension as you're coming in contact with the ball. That would be minimizing. If you are coming way up here, and you have your wrist cupped, that's going to make it very hard for you to shallow the club and be able to gain speed and square the club head at the same time, being able to come down um, not on a steep path. There are ways, much easier ways to eliminate that than you think. All you need to do is, instead of having a cupped wrist like this, you bow your wrist. You can see cupped wrist, the face is open, bow your wrist to close the club face. Simple little things like that. But you don't need to 100% change, something that especially you think, or maybe a coach says you need to completely stop doing that. Well, even if you are practicing all the time, that's number one, that's a big swing change from what you have been doing. I understand, maybe, let's say, what you were doing, you hit 5 out of 10 good shots. So half the shots you hit are very good, half the shots you hit are very bad. If you can, number one, pros have bad shots too. The reason that the good ones are very good, like Tiger and Scotty, is because they can overcome their bad shots and make up for it. Now, you know, I think that is like 90% mental game, because most people can't get over a bad shot. And then obviously you have to be able to visualize a lot of the time, because lots of those shots you're in a tough bunker, you're behind a tree, you're in some pine straw, you're in the rough. You need to be able to visualize a shot to get it out of there. And if you are trying to take that really bad shot, and put it on the green from there, you're pretty much dreaming. You need to focus on getting that shot out into a playable spot so the next shot is easier. Give yourself some confidence, give yourself a little boost. But the point I'm trying to make is you don't need to completely make a huge swing change. You need to work with your swing. Like I said, I gave you that example there with your wrist just quickly. That is a very simple thing to do. It's not, it's making your weight shift so that you're not swaying back like this. There's much easier ways to fix that too. Keep all of your weight on your lead leg in your lead heel so that you're not swaying back. Are you going to get as much power? No, but you're getting the correct weight shift. You're making it easier to contact the ball in the center of the face, say 8 out of 10 times instead of 5 out of 10. If you're trying to be perfect, you think you're going to hit every shot perfectly and exactly where you want it to go. I mean, watch the PGA Tour. It's pretty much impossible. It just doesn't happen. You need to stop living in fantasy land here. Take your swing, get good information, get the tips that work for you, take them and try to make them work. If they don't work, ditch it. It's not going to work for you. You don't need to have a perfect swing. You don't need to have the perfect swing plane, perfect weight shift. Your head and chest don't have to stay exactly over the ball. You don't have to put the ball because somebody showed you where they're hitting their 6-iron in their stance. Your ball doesn't have to be exactly there. You don't have to get the perfect shaft lean. You can get away with a little bit less. Obviously, you can't be way back here, but you don't need to be out here. You can be standard. The most important thing in golf is to square the club face to the shot. I don't care if you're swinging, your hands are a little bit too far behind you, or your weight is still, stuck a little bit on your back leg, or you have a little bit of early extension, you've got a little bit of cupping of your wrist. Just try and minimize those mistakes. But if you cannot get the club face square at impact, you are screwed. If the club face is open, it's going away from you. If the club face is closed, it's coming towards you and you're going to hook it. You've got to be able to square the club face no matter what your swing looks like. Can you do little tweaks to make it better? For sure. If you're trying to make a full swing change, I think you're doing more harm than good. Swing your swing.